As I was doing some research into wind chime designs, I discovered the most incredible website called An Engineering Approach to Wind Chimes by Lee Hite, and I'll put a link to it in the description. I highly suggest you take a look at this website if you're going to make some wind chimes, because Lee has done everything, all of the research for you. Everything you'll need to know to build a wind chime is on that website. And he has the science behind wind chimes as well as the practical stuff on how to build wind chimes and what works best, the types of materials to use, different kinds of tone, resonance, and everything. And it's filled with full-size templates that you can print out and use to cut out all of your pieces. So it's a great body of work. Definitely check it out if you're going to be making some wind chimes. There's a lot of different types of metal you could use for chimes. You could use copper or brass, which would be outrageously expensive. So I decided to go with steel electrical conduit. So this 10-foot section here cost me about $8.50, and it still sounds good. And I'm going to start with the conduit by cutting it up into 5 pieces to give me the 5 tones. And on that Wind Chimes website, there's all sorts of charts that you can print out depending on what type of material you're going to use. In my case, of course, the steel pipe, and I'm using 1-inch diameter pipe, so there's a chart for that that tells me exactly the lengths that I need to cut the pieces to obtain a desired tone. So my longest piece is going to be a little over 29 inches long, and that will give me an E. So I've got 4 other notes give me an entire chord that I hope will sound pretty nice. So there are my 5 pipes. Now this chart also tells me exactly where the optimum hang point is. So in the case of this longest piece here, I want to drill my hole at 6 9/16 of an inch. These eyelets are what's going to hold the chimes. On this side, the holes that I drilled are for the chains that's going to hang it to the ceiling. But I'm not going to put all these in just yet because I want to finish it all first. I didn't drill that hole in the top because apparently these grab the air a lot better if they're slightly angled. So with the hole in the side, I've just put a knot in the string and it'll hang at an angle. I've spray painted all of these pipes silver to cover up all of the conduit markings and just make them look a little bit nicer. What I'm doing now is hanging some nylon cord in them. It's a little bit tricky getting it in there, but first I'm starting out with a pretty long piece of this cord and I'm just going to make a slip knot in it. So then I can take that loop and I'm just going to stick it to a dowel here and fish it down into the pipe, and I've got some steel wire that I'm going to try to catch that loop with and send it through the other side. Alright, so now this wire is going through my pipe and my slip knot, I can just tighten it up like that. Now I'm going to just tug on it a little bit and press this wire in slightly. What I'm trying to do here is inside of here I want this wire to have kind of a V shape so that the wire will hang straight and won't slide back and forth on it. So that's pretty good right there. Now I'm going to wrap that wire and just create a loop on the outside just to prevent it from sliding back inside of the hole. I'll do one on that side and one on this side. I've got some chain that I'm going to use to hang this from the ceiling. I'm going to start with the longest pipe and cinch it up pretty close to the top. And I'm trying to tie these so that they're all basically even on the bottom. Here's the system I'm going to use for this striker. Is I'm going to put an eyelet through there and then a washer. I'm going to use a coupling here so that I can hook another eyelet on this side. The reason why I want to do this is because I want this whole system to go back and forth without flopping around, and I think if I just hung it from a string it would likely do that. Alright, now I could tie in this striker. And the only thing to know about the striker is that it needs to be either on the lower third or the top third to get the best sound. You don't want it in the middle. And now I can tie on the wind sail.